Create New South Wales acknowledges the Aboriginal peoples and traditional owners of the land we now call New South Wales, and we celebrate the history and contemporary creativity of the world's oldest living culture. This is the first video in a series focused on our Small Project Grant Quick Response Round. Small project grants support professional development opportunities for New South Wales-based professional artists, groups, and arts and cultural workers. This includes museum workers. These opportunities must be time-sensitive and they should respond to short-notice opportunities with career-building significance. Small project grants are open all year round, except for 2 brief closure periods at the end of the calendar year and the end of the financial year in May. Individuals and groups may apply for between $500 to $5,000 in funding. The application form is divided into 3 sections: merit, impact, and viability. This video will focus on the merit criteria and will walk you through what makes for the most competitive application. The merit criteria is where you let us know the who, what, where, when, and why of your proposed project. Here, you should tell us about your proposed project. For example, are you putting together a visual arts exhibition? Or perhaps you've been invited to attend a residency. You should tell us about the reasons for undertaking your project. For example, if you're asking for funding for a period of creative development, what's the artistic rationale behind the work that you hope to produce? Then you should let us know what other artists or collaborators are involved and what locations are your activities going to be taking place at. For example, where are any planned rehearsals or performances going to be taking place? Finally, you should also let us know about the intended outcome for your project. For example, will you be using the funding to mix and master an album? Or do you intend to use the residency opportunity to build your professional network? When filling out your application form, you'll first be asked for a project title and a short description. You should think about a creative title here, but make sure that it is media ready. An example title could be Professional Development Through Mentoring with Internationally Acclaimed Aboriginal Artist. Now with the project description, you should consider it to be a short summary of your project. Again, make sure that it is media ready for publishing. You will also be asked for your project start and end date. You must make sure that your project will start 5 weeks after your application has been submitted and that it will be completed within a 4-month period after the start date that you have entered in your application form. The first question you will have to answer under the merit section is question 1. Tell us how your or the group's opportunity occurred, what is involved in the activity, and the expected outcomes. You will have the option to submit your response to this question in either text or video format. You may choose whichever you feel the most comfortable with. To answer this question, you should consider the idea and vision of your proposed project, the process involved in delivering the project, and the expected outcomes or locations of the project. Include as much specific detail as possible here, as that will ensure your application is considered more competitive. To reinforce your claims, you should refer to support material and any letters of confirmation which you may have. Supporting material will be discussed in more detail later in the video. The second question you will be required to answer relates to reputation. The question is, tell us about your or the group's experience and previous achievements in relation to the opportunity. This section is where you may demonstrate that you and your collaborators have the experience and knowledge needed to successfully deliver your proposed project. Again, be as detailed as possible here. Your answer here can include short biographies of artists involved, highlights of key and relevant achievements that could relate to the project, experience in delivering projects like the one proposed, evidence of having worked in collaboration with the group or other artists before, and finally, partner support from artists, venues, or organisations. You will also be asked to provide biographies and CVs. CVs and your short biographies should detail your artistic and cultural practice and that of your collaborators if you have any. This may include a summarised history and a description of your or the group's work. Only one file can be uploaded in this section, and just a note, your CV should be a maximum of 1 A4 page. It should include relevant qualifications, including the name of the qualification, institution, and the graduation date, actual or expected. Your professional experience, including the title of the project or exhibition, venue, or publication, platform, and date. Your relevant work experience as an artist or arts and cultural worker, including the position, organisation, and date. And finally, you can include previous awards, grants, and residencies, but make sure to include the title, location, and year. You will also have the opportunity to attach examples of previous or current artistic work to your application. This will help to substantiate your claims and will demonstrate that you or your group have the experience and/or expertise to deliver the project. You should provide samples of works as links or uploaded documents, and please note that all supporting evidence must be submitted at the same time as your application. Examples of samples of work could include written material, such as excerpts from a range of written texts that you feel best demonstrate your practice, relevant still images, with a limit of 10 images here, which show your previous current work or works in progress, or audio and visual recordings of video or time-based work or live performances. Make sure that any URLs and files you've uploaded to your application are accessible and not password protected here. As previously noted, throughout the application, you are required to provide support material. This can include letters of support, confirmation, or offer relating to your proposed project. You or the group are required to submit at least one relevant and current letter of support, as well as any letters of confirmation you may have from partners, supporters, or collaborators as part of your application. These letters should champion you as an artist or group, as well as the project itself. If your project engages or collaborates or partners with Aboriginal individuals and communities or organisations, you will be expected to provide letters of support or confirmation from the relevant communities or organisations that are prepared to speak to your experience and your proposal. If you or the group have been invited to attend an opportunity such as a conference, a festival, an exhibition, a residency, or others, or to perform or present new work, you can provide a letter from the host confirming your involvement. Other examples of the type of information that may be included within your letters of support include a letter or email of invitation with current dates, preferably not dated more than 3 months from the time you submit your application, invitation dates for any events, any costings such as for residencies, venue hire, etc., as well as any in-kind support from the hosts themselves. This brings us to the end of part 1 in our Small Projects Guide video resources series. If you have any questions, please reach out to Create New South Wales staff members at 02 92 28 4578 or arts.funding@create.newsouthwales.gov.au. Or you may book in for a general inquiry or lab session using the PickTime link.